You are watching the Jermell Charlo workout here in Houston, Texas. The undisputed super welterweight champion of the world gets set to square off against Canelo Alvarez on Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. Alongside the WWE Hall of Famer Booker T. Ray Flores here with the esteemed trainer of Jermell Charlo, one of the best trainers in the game, the trainer of the year last year, Derrick James. Derrick, it is great to talk with you. I know you're watching your man prepare and get ready for this huge showdown against Canelo Alvarez, but what does this opportunity mean to Jermell Charlo, yourself, and the entire team as you guys get set to match up against Canelo Alvarez?
Well, I think it means everything because I think that it's something that has never been done in the men's division to have 2 undisputed championships at one time. I believe that Sugar Ray Robinson tried it before and failed. So I think that with him doing this and being able to do it and make history, it'll be amazing.
Now, Booker, I know that Jermell is embodied in what Houston is all about, but how much of an addition has Derrick been, in your opinion, to Jermell? And it's been a winning formula ever since they got together.
You know, I think the formula don't start in the gym. I think the formula, if you could correct me if I'm wrong, as far as getting that young man to that point to where he's a grown man and he can go out there and handle his business. As far as being a role model, I've seen the growth of Jermell Charlo over these last few years, and I saw Jermell Charlo before. As well, you know, and I see the difference. What has been, you know, your thought process in, you know, making Jermell Charlo get to that point?
I think that it's been so much about helping develop him as a fighter and at the same time as an individual, as a man, right? Because I think that if everything else outside the ring is bad, nothing in the ring will be good also. So I think you just got to keep pushing his skill set, helping develop his skill set, help develop his intellect about boxing so he understands everything I want him to do, and at the same time, help him become, you know, a better man.
I got a saying, you know, with my students, preparation is the only luck you're going to have, right. And that's in the ring as well as in life. What's your, you know, your
hey, listen, I tag along with that because you got to realize that you win a fight in the gym, right? You win a fight in the gym. There's nothing you can do in the fight that night that would help you. You're not pulling nothing out of your butt to wrap it out of there. No, it's you actually doing it in the gym, preparing, and you're doing it right. That's what it's all about.
Now, Derrick, for you, what weight would you like to see Jermell come in at? Because that seems to be the million-dollar question, because people are saying, okay, Jermell's going up 2 weight classes for this assignment. He's a naturally big 154-pounder. I believe his power will translate on September 30th, but for you, ideally, is there a number? Is it 64, 65? Does it not matter? Are people making too much of that?
I think that, I mean, I really don't follow what everybody's saying because I'm not on the internet like that, but you said those numbers, 64, 63, 65, somewhere in the area, but I think that you don't have, just because you're moving up 2 weight divisions doesn't mean you have to gain all that weight. I think that his advantage is his size. And I think that you have to maximize what you have, and you don't have to, you know, we see smaller guys sparring bigger guys every day of the week. You know, the smaller guys are not getting up to the heavier guy's size to be able to deal with them. It's just like, I have something that you don't have. And so I think that he doesn't have to become that guy to be that guy. And I think that hopefully that'll be what he understands and knows the night of fight so he's not so heavy.
Now, not giving away the game plan, but what intangibles does Jermell Charlo have that are going to help propel him over Canelo Alvarez on September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time?
But not giving away the game.
No, I'm just saying, what intangibles? Like, what do you like? I mean, what?
If I put a finger on one of the things,
I mean, what is it like? Demeanor? What I mean, you know, like intensity.
I know what you mean.
I'm not trying. You know.
I know what you mean. You asked the right question, but that question gets, you know, for me to answer that question is to give up anything. You know, I'm tight, like, you know.
You got a poker face on. I understand.
I tell you what, this night against Canelo Alvarez, it's the biggest fight of Charlo's career, by any means. Under those bright lights, how do you see this fight playing out?
I see it as Jermell going in there, And Canelo, it's going to be a back and forth. I think because Canelo has to impose his will, right? But at the same time, I believe that Jermell has to be able to show him that I'm here also, and I'm not going to let you be who you are. And because if you let the fighters be who they are, they'll walk over you every day of the week. So it's like you got to be able to stop him from being his greatest self, and that's what Jermell has to be able to do that.
Just answered your question for you.
Well, see, he said it in a different way. That's why he is the WWE Hall of Famer.
But see, remember this, I didn't say what he was going to do.
Yeah.
I said what,
Look, there's a reason why you're the trainer of the year. You got, rings on your finger, and I'm not there. With that being said, Derrick, finally, how big would this be if Jermell Charlo were to become the second fighter in history to be undisputed champion? This one, though, at 168. That was a couple months ago. Terence Crawford was the first one. I'm not trying to bring back history here.
I always thought you were talking about the same time.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. So Terence was the one to do it first, and then Jermell would be the second one.
It's okay. It's a good thing. I mean, I don't have an issue with saying that. That's reality.
Yeah.
You deal with reality. It's over. It's in the past now. But yeah.
But what would this mean for Jermell and the entire team?
I think that it would be great. I think that at the same time, I see Jermell making history, and it would have to be considered one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, because think about this, most of the people don't even have him rated in their pound-for-pound ratings. So to be a super middleweight undisputed champ and a light middleweight undisputed champ at the same time, two amazing feats at the same time.
So would that do you think that Jermell should be number one if he beats Canelo? Or is that just for media members like me to discuss that?
I'm just talking about history in itself, because there's not another fighter to ever do it. Ray Robinson was the only guy who tried it and failed. And not many people have been able to try it and fail and try it and be successful, or try to even become undisputed champ, period. So to be able to do it in two divisions, it's a big deal.
All right, Derrick, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much for giving us your expert analysis. We look forward to seeing you during fight week, and we'll allow you to continue to train your guy, Jermell Charlo, the undisputed super welterweight champion of the world here in Houston.
Thank you.
You are watching the Jermell Charlo workout here in Houston. Jermell from right here, the native son of Houston, Texas, hitting the heavy bag, the undisputed super welterweight champion of the world, matches up against Canelo Alvarez on Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view.